Well, welcome in, everybody. It is time, and we've been waiting. This event tonight is the launch of Crystalpedia, and it has been, gosh, I want to say 2 years in the making to bring this incredible book to you. We are live on Zoom and on YouTube, and in just a minute we'll be live on Instagram too. So we just want to welcome you in. I think we're on our Facebook page too. So wherever you're joining us from, wherever in the world, we are thrilled to have you. Today is a big day of celebration. I poured myself a glass of champagne. Don't want to raise a toast because I will tell you, I don't know if, Jared, if you can move that box just a little bit to the side so I can see the comments. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, you guys. Welcome in. It's great to see you from all over. Check in and let us know where you're chiming in from. Crystalpedia is my fourth book. But in so many ways, it's the most important because it is an encyclopedia of more than 180 different stones. Tonight, I'm going to be doing live readings and giveaways. So I want to just tell you, if you came to have a little bit of fun, get a live intuitive reading, learn more about this incredible book, and win prizes, you are in the right place. So welcome in, everybody, wherever you're chiming in from. So I'm seeing, let's see in the feed, I'm seeing North Dakota, Cleveland. I love you guys too. Thank you so much, Ruth. And oh, Christina's here, Carol's here. I'm like, I can kind of see your comments. Atlanta, Pennsylvania, chiming in from Florida and New York. A lot of you are on the East Coast and it's getting late where you are. So thank you for coming in right around dinner time tonight. And thank you, Instagram, for being here too. We are so excited about Crystalpedia. So I first, before I talk about the book and brag on the book and get you all excited about the book, because if you ordered it on Amazon, it's either shipping today or tomorrow. So you have a lot to be excited about. I have a whole round of thank yous to say. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. The first and most important round of thank yous is to everyone on Team SG who helped to bring this book to life. And it's, you know, it really has been a collective effort. So I am going to go through my acknowledgements and the list of team members from Team SG who put parts of their hearts and soul into this book too for you. And then what I want to say too is I want a big shout out to Donna and my team at Rodale Harmony, which is an arm of Penguin Random House. I have been so incredibly honored to be published by one of the biggest and most important publishing houses in the world with this book. So it's a huge deal. And I've been very honored. It's been an incredible experience too. I want to say thank you to Jonathan Merritt, who is my literary agent and friend, who helped all of this come together. So it's been a lot of people behind the scenes. I dedicated the book to my mom, first and foremost. There's a list of people I dedicated the book to, but I will tell you, and I'm going to tell you a lot of stories tonight. So if you're here for stories, I think tonight will be a wonderful evening for you too. My mom passed away in August of 2021, and the opportunity to write this book came to pass just a few months later. And it gave me something to focus on that wasn't grief. And I swear it was her behind the scenes. My mom taught me how to read. It's a true story. When I was 2.5 to 3 years old, we did what we called word worms. And she's, I think, the reason she and my dad, who have been such major influences on my life. But my mom taught me the love of language and the love of reading. And I'm still obsessed with books. I'm one of those people who dog ears my pages and puts paper clips and writes notes in my books. And I hope you will write all over this one. It's so beautiful, but I want you to dig in. I want you to break the spine. It's a ceremony, right? Break your spine. If I come to your house and your spine is nice and straight, I'm going to wonder if you've been reading. So cheers. We're going to dig in. I'm going to read to you a little bit tonight, if that's okay. I'm going to give lots of goodies away. I can see those of you now. I think I'm seeing, is that Facebook or YouTube, Jared, on the right?
Facebook. So you're on Facebook, Instagram, and Zoom.
Okay, wonderful. So if you're on YouTube, I don't think I can see your comments. Is that true?
We're not on YouTube at the moment.
Okay.
Facebook, yeah.
Okay, so come on over to Facebook for now. I'm sure we'll get YouTube up and going, but for now, if you can come over to Facebook or Instagram or Zoom. And then I think we are focusing the giveaways tonight on Zoom because that's where everybody registered. And thank you for registering and coming. We're thrilled to have you here. So I raise a glass. I have champagne, but I also have Diet Dr. Pepper, which is my not healthy beverage of choice. I guess neither of them are healthy, but Dr. Pepper is probably less healthy. At least this comes from a fruit. So I'm gonna cheers with champagne. To all of you, thank you for supporting the book. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for supporting Sage Goddess. Thanks for letting us bring you what I think is the most comprehensive book on crystals that you will own in your library. And I also want to thank you to say thank you to others who have been big influences on me, like Judy Hall and Robert Simmons, and you know, none of us Melody. None of us write or learn in a vacuum. And I think it's really important for people to acknowledge the teachers and the wise voices who came before them. So thank you to all of the people that I have had so much admiration for over the years. Cheers to their wisdom. And now I add to the collection of crystal tomes. So may you enjoy it, and cheers. And cheers and cheers and cheers. Okay. Where do we start? There's different ways to work with Crystalpedia. By the way, if you have not purchased it yet, you can purchase it wherever you love to buy books. Okay. So wherever you go online to buy your books, for me, that happens to be Amazon, but some of you have other outlets that you prefer. It's also in your local bookstores now. If I can so kindly ask two things. First of all, if you see it in your local bookstore, will you post a picture and tag us? I didn't realize I was stuck to myself. Will you post a picture and tag us? It's really fun to see that, like, we're in Alberta, Canada, or wherever, you know, wherever you see the book in your bookshops. Post a picture in Instagram or on Facebook and tag us. We'd love to see it. It's fun. And then the other thing I'm going to ask very kindly, but very genuinely, it is in Waterstones too. Yeah, in the UK. And by the way, my UK launch, I'm very proud to be published by Hay House in the United Kingdom. Today is we're just focusing on our domestic US launch and audience, but I'm very honored because Hay House in the UK is the publisher of Crystalpedia there. And I mean, what an incredible blessing that is. And so it is available through all of your United Kingdom outlets, including Waterstones, which is where most of you go to buy books, which I love. And my plan is to get to the UK in 2024. So we'll figure out some fun signing locations and places. At least I'm hoping to get to London and Glastonbury in 2024. So stay tuned. And thank you, like I said, for being here. It's such a joy to have you with us. Okay. So I want to begin at the beginning. There's different ways to work with this book. First of all, you can sit and read it like a novel. Put your glasses on and look very intellectual while you do it. It's in alphabetical order. The second way you can work with this book is as an oracle. Okay, so you can ask a question or call your own energy into present time, which is, we do that by saying our name out loud 3 times, which calls you in because your name is your energy. So whatever name, you know, most resonates with you, and then flip to a page and read. That'll be your stone of the day or the answer to your questions. I'm going to be doing some live readings tonight. And the third way to work with this book is just as a visual, like, dessert. It is a photographic journey. And that's big thanks to Samantha Hammer and Alexis Ivans, who are here at Sage Goddess as our photographers who led this project. So it's a visual dessert treat for you, but it can also be an oracle, and it can also be a book that you read in the order that you can sit and just read one stone at a time. Because it's alphabetical, it's going to be easy for you to access what you're looking for. I also want to say it just looks pretty on your table. It's a coffee table book, right? I've had it out at my house since I got my first copy about 6 months ago. And I mean, even people who come over to the house who don't necessarily know I wrote the book are like, what is that? It's just pretty. So enjoy just the visual aspect of it. It's a great holiday gift too. So if you want something that's affordable for the crystal lover in your life that you know they don't have, it will arrive to you before Hanukkah and Christmas. And so you can gift it for the holidays. Yeah, I thought alphabetical was important. I want to read to you just a little bit. First of all, I want to tell you the juiciest parts in my opinion. Okay. And then I'm going to read the dedication to you. So at the beginning in the introduction, if you have your book, you can take a look with me. On pages 8 and 9 is actually my crystal story. When I saw my first crystal, what crystals have meant to me. A lot of people have asked me to share my story about working with crystals since I've been doing it for such a long time. So that's there. Starting on page 10 is why crystals are magic, what they actually are, and why I named the book Crystalpedia, which is a very conscious choice. On page 12 is a whole section called Crystal Secrets, the science behind crystal healing. So for those of you who are like, I want to know how crystals work, not just that they work, but I want to know why. I want to understand frequency. I talk about something called coherence. So coherence is where your central nervous system, all of the organs are in alignment and they're functioning in a coherent way, right? We also call it regulation. Crystals are actually regulators of the central nervous system. They emit a frequency that has an impact on your personal frequency too, and they shift your energy. And so there's a whole section on that. I talk about the measure of hardness scale. And then on page 14, I go all the way in. I mean, you know, there had to be some deep intellectual stuff about crystal structures, platonic solids, and numerology with crystals. So there's a whole set of deeper dives at the beginning. Then on pages 18 and 19, it's sourcing, cleansing your crystals, charging and programming. And then there's a whole glossary of your basic terms for crystal healing. So this is where you're going to want to go if you're new on your crystal healing journey. Okay. So just kind of like give you the lay of the land. Then you'll get to your first crystal. Oh, and then how to work with crystals. You can work with it in meditation, all of the different techniques that I've used over the years in working with crystals. Your first crystal arrives to you on page 24. So that's why I'm telling you, there's a lot of juice in those first 24 pages to set the stage. And again, if you're giving this to someone who's like, what's a crystal? They will find something interesting there. If you're giving this to a crystal pro, they're also going to find something there that I think will be really worthwhile. Okay, and hi to everybody if you're on Facebook. It doesn't look like, Jared, I'm not seeing comments on Facebook. I don't know.
Should be right.
Oh, maybe everybody's kind of gone over to Zoom. Might be.
Yeah, I think this pinned comment was just stopping it.
Okay. If you are on Zoom, I will tell you that's the right place to be, and YouTube too. I just won't be able to see your comments right this minute on YouTube. So if you want me to see your comments and you want to participate in the giveaways, please head over to our Zoom link, which Team SG is posting for you. It'll be in our story on Instagram. So I can see your comments too, but if you want to join, I can see the comments. Yep, Tia, but if you want to enter the giveaways in just a few minutes, you'll want to be over on Zoom. Okay, I do want to take a minute and just read briefly the start of the dedication. I won't read the whole thing to you because it's kind of long. But I wrote on page, well, it's not even the first page, it's right at the beginning. I dedicate this book to my mother, Marie Faith Perrakis, who crossed from this life just months before this book was conceived. I was so knee deep in grief that I could not see a path forward until the idea for this book was born, and then it brought new life and meaning and focus to my world. Thank you, Mom, for getting me back to center and knowing what would propel me forward to stay on my path of faith. You were my first and best teacher through wordworms. You taught me how to read and write before I ever entered school. Without you, not only would I not be here, but this book would never have come to life. And I also, of course, dedicate the book to my husband, David, and my children, Nick and Zoe, and my dad, too. And then those who contributed directly to this book, I just want to give them a huge shout out because, like I said, it would not have happened without the beautiful souls at Team SG, Alexis Cron, Tara All. I want to thank Athena Mack. I want to thank the photographers. We had a team behind the scenes too, Kelsey and Caitlin, who contributed a great deal as well to just kind of keeping things organized and the project moving forward. And so if you want to see more details about all of the acknowledgements of our team, they are in the book individually, but those are people who really, really pushed the content forward, made the visuals and the graphics come to life, and made sure that the project itself stayed on track. And so I want to say thank you to everybody who was involved in the process of bringing this book to life. Okay. What else I want to tell you before we dive in? Okay, so when you get to pages 6 and 7 is your table of contents. You ready? And so, like I said, you can go page by page if you want. And look through that way. But you can also go, oh, here we go. There's a few other people I want to acknowledge. Sophia Alvarez, Sabrina Demoa, and I mentioned Alexis and Samantha Hammer, who are photographers. Emily Meneses, who was here, part of that process too. Amber, and Rachel Acker. So I just want to make sure in the acknowledgements in the back of the book, you'll see all of the people's handprints on this book who really brought it to life. I think it's important to acknowledge all of the forces who brought everything together for your enjoyment. Now, once you are done reading through all of the books, the last stone is zoisite. You get to the appendix, okay? And then on page 364, daily rituals for crystal healing and cleansing. So you're going to have how to create a bath experience with crystals, crystals for a divine dinner party, crystals for the perfect night's sleep, crystals for manifestation and success, passion and desire in the bedroom, if that's interesting to you. And then one of the most important sections to me is on page 366, okay? The Synergy 12 is a well-known set of stones that we've been working with for a long time in the crystal world, and we bow to the creators and the ideators of that set, because I think they were exactly right, that those are the 12 stones that have gotten us from there to here. But there are 11 stones missing from my perspective. So what I did in this book is offer you the activation 11, which are the 11 stones I think you need on top of the Synergy 12. If you have all of those stones, the 12 plus the 11, I think you have every stone of magic, ascension, evolution that you need to be working with. And at sagegoddess.com, we actually have a crystal quad of 4 of the activation 11. It comes with a little card to tell you what the stones are. So what you get are 4 of them: Brandberg amethyst, azurite, Libyan gold tektite, and tryphane. But if you want to know why I chose these stones and kind of what their properties are and what they mean to me and what they should mean to you, that's all in this section. And then if you want to get 4 of them with a little card from Sage Goddess, you can go to sagegoddess.com. Right now, our code is SNOW for 25% off. So that's kind of fun too. And I'm going to randomly put postcards in orders that you place for any of the tools that I show you tonight, just thanking you for your purchase. So you'll get a little signed, thank you so much for joining us for our webinar and our launch party. So if you purchase anything tonight, like the Activation 11 set, we have a Crystal Discovery kit. Some of you are going to get little postcards that say thank you, and we appreciate your support. Well, thank you for that. I actually just launched my 2024 classes. And did you know there's a class you can join? The whole program is called Apothecary, and it's $100 a month, and it's crystals and herbs and magic. But there's one class you can join each month if you just want to join for one session and pay $40 a month, called Sacred Circle, which is actually hang time with me at home on a Sunday every month. So if you're interested in online programs with me, sagegoddess.com/apothecary, and our team will be putting that in the notes. You don't pay anything now because it doesn't start till January, but you kind of reserve your space so you can learn more about programs if you'd like to do that. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a giveaway. It kind of feels like our live gem shows, but I'm rolling solo on camera today, so got to make sure I'm covering all of my bases. But again, I want to thank you for joining us for the launch party. We are so thrilled to have you here. And we, as a collective team, are so proud of this book. And I just want to say thank you first and foremost to everybody who was involved, and to thank you as well for your support. I will be live also in Orange County, California. Williams-Sonoma South Coast Plaza is hosting me as their author on Thursday evening this week. So if you want to come hang out with me from 6 to 8 p.m., tickets are still available, and our team who's moderating has the link to register for that book signing as well. Haven't done a live event since before COVID, so I'm really excited about it. And there's still room for a hug. We'll have champagne and swag bags, which is always a good reason to come. So if you're in LA or San Diego and you're up for a drive, would love to see you. Okay. The first giveaway for tonight is from my personal collection. And it's one of the most important crystals to me because it's one of the first that I added to my collection. It is one of my top 10 favorite crystals of all time. And I've been pretty consistent with my top 10. Sapphires in my top 10, tourmalines in my top 10. I've never really met a smoky citrine that I didn't love. And because they grow together, when you see a smoky in your citrine or a citrine in your smoky, you know it's natural. So yeah, Jared, if you could just move the Gmail box just over just a tad, that way I can see the comments because I want to choose a winner. If you feel called to the stone of abundance and grounding and also protection, and a piece that has been with me for a long time. It was in our original office in Torrance, and then has moved with me here to our location here in Carson. So it has seen me through a lot of moments of manifestation and abundance in my life, and I'm going to give it away right now to one of you who's in the feed on Zoom. And again, thank you for being here tonight. Okay. I'm glad you guys are excited. The feed, I can hardly keep up. If you're on Instagram, Team SG is posting the link for you so that you can hop on over to Zoom and participate in our giveaways, because we would love to have you there. So yeah, Team SG is live with us on Instagram, and they will post the link for you as well. Okay. Whoa. It's interesting because usually I can slow the feed down, and this time I can't. Let's see. Let me try this. Okay. All right, the winner is Michelle Sarmento. Congratulations, Michelle. This beautiful piece is coming home to you. I have quite a few beautiful pieces to offer you tonight, but this one is extra special and comes with a lot of wishes and intentions for your abundance, Michelle. So thank you for being here for the live. If you would like to learn about citrine, by the way, I'm going to show you why this book is so awesome. If you turn to page 119, you are going to learn all of the things you need to know. Now, some unique features of the book. So you're going to look in your table of contents or just go alphabetical. It's going to tell you what the measure of hardness scale measurement is. That's how strong your stone is. It goes 1 to 10. The only stones that are 10s are, well, 10 is a diamond, and then the rubies and sapphires are 9s. So citrine is actually a 7. It's hard to break it. I wouldn't test the theory. You shouldn't go throwing your stones, but if you do, it's not going to break. It's hexagonal in nature. It tells you places of origin, what chakra it helps with, what it also partners well with. So other stones you should be working with citrine, where to place it for healing. And then here's what I want you to see. There's a whole section for the beginner. So if you're brand new to citrine and you've never used it before, here's what you need to know about citrine. And then a section for the advanced user. So even if you've been working with crystals for 20, 30 years, there's still something I think you'll find that is interesting in terms of working with crystals. Then I gave you a little channeled message for what citrine is telling you. So here's what you need to know about citrine. And then it's also referred to as the merchant stone, kept in a business's cash register to generate money. And every stone in the book has a photograph. So some of the pictures are a few pages before, and some of them are a few pages later. Sometimes we did collages like this. So that's also where you can find additional reference images. Sometimes it's on the page and sometimes it's a few pages before. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, who would like a reading? And I do want to see, is Athena Mack here? I want to just raise one more toast to Athena Mack. Athena Mack has been an incredible partner to me on this journey of bringing this book. She's in the Southern Hemisphere, so she might not be awake right now, but it's been such a busy day, Athena. And all day long, I kept thinking, I just want to send you a private message. So I'm doing it live. Cheers to you, Athena. You're on my mind tonight. I wish you were sitting here next to me to talk about this beautiful book, but I'm so grateful to you. So cheers. Okay. Cheers, cheers. I will drink enough champagne for her tonight too. Although it'd be a lot of fun to have her here with me live. It's Julie Morris's birthday today, by the way. I love it. Okay. Arlene Bishop. So here's how you use the book, and I'll do a reading on Instagram too. Here's how you use the book as an oracle. You ready? Arlene, Arlene, Arlene. You say your name out loud 3 times, which brings your energy field into present moment. And then I'm going to turn till I feel like I'm there. Now, some of the pages you'll open to have 2 sides. Then you have a choice to make. You can use your pendulum to tell you which page to look at. Or you can use your non-writing hand over the 2 pages. Wherever it gets warm is the right page to choose from. Arlene, is nephrite for you, so let's go in. Nephrite, of course, is a form of jade. Comes in a variety of colors. Usually it's green. And the message of nephrite for you, by the way, it brings good luck to business ventures, encourages total wellness, soothes the body. And the message for you, Arlene, is tune into the energy streams of health and abundance. Again, you're going to look right here for your channel message at the bottom right. Let your body and spirit be nourished and restored. Nurture your dreams and watch them come to life. You are ready to blossom. So cheers, Arlene, to a little bit of that magic. Okay. And now, let me see. Where am I going next for a reading? Beatrice. Hi, Beatrice. How are you today? Okay. Beatrice. Let me see where I'm being guided in this book for you. The guides are like, it's early in the book. And what a lucky stone, because this is one of my favorite stones for manifestation on the planet. It's yellow apatite. I've been talking about yellow apatite for the whole time of Sage Goddess, which is 12 years. And before that too, my favorite comes from Mexico. And that's the Mexican yellow apatite is actually what you see photographed in your book. So Beatrice, for you, of course, this is for manifestation. It's for prosperity and success, willpower, mental clarity. Here's the message: stand courageous and full of power as I bring you into alignment with the abundant flow of the universe. You are as radiant and fiery as the sun, and you have all you need to manifest your desires if you believe in yourself. And I believe in you. Okay, that was fun. Yay. Okay. Sue Varma is over on Instagram. Hi, Sue. I do want to do a reading or 2 on Instagram while you guys are here live too. And like I said, if you're joining us on Facebook, I'll try to chime in there too. If you're on YouTube, unfortunately, I can't see your comments tonight. So come on over to Facebook or Zoom so I can include you in the fun for tonight. We love having you there. I just can't see your comments. Okay, Sue Varma. Sue. The guides are saying it's in the middle. That can kind of help you decide where to stop turning. Look, Sue got the Garnet party. Garnet. If I'm telling you a little side tidbit, kind of drove our publishers crazy because we changed some of the Garnet images at the last minute because we're like, that's a good picture, but we have a better stone. So we did a little swappy swap at the last minute, in particular with that melanite garnet, because we just had a really sexy piece of it. And so sometimes when you look at the pictures, I hope you can also feel the magic that went into it behind the scenes. So for you, Sue, it's almandine garnet. And I know you love almandine garnet, so it's kind of a perfect choice for you. As you know, it helps to steady you in times of instability, helps you feel secure and safe in your body. It's first chakra, it's root chakra, right? So it's very grounding, reminds you of your sexuality. It's very good for fertility. You're not working on fertility. I know Sue's probably not, and I'm not, but maybe it's fertility of ideas. So the message for you, Sue, is whenever you feel ungrounded or lacking in energy and vitality, I will step in and support you. My deep connection with the energies of the earth integrates the wisdom of Gaia and the wisdom of spirit. So cheers, Sue, to you. Thank you for being here. I think it's time for another giveaway. like I said, I'm pacing myself tonight, so I hope I hope you guys are having fun. Are you having fun? I'm so glad you're here. I'm gonna do one more champagne cheers and then switch to Dr. Pepper. But I do want to again say if you're just tuning in now, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or Zoom or Instagram, thank you for celebrating the launch of Crystalpedia. And again, thank you to Rodale Harmony, Penguin Random House in the US for publishing it, and Hay House in the United Kingdom for publishing it throughout the UK and Commonwealth. I'm just super honored. I've had the most incredible experience with both of those publishing houses, and I'm just thankful to every single person who's been my partner in the process of bringing this book to you. So we all have to raise a glass to everybody, including you. Yeah. Okay. Giveaway time. Can I give you something small but sweet? I have big chunky pieces here. In fact, this is the smallest giveaway for tonight. But it's another piece from my personal collection. It's the Stone of Happiness. It's ocean jasper. And what I love about this piece is it's called a worry stone. Have you heard of that? Like it's got a little indentation, so you can kind of like rub your worries away. That sounds awful, but you know what I mean. You can kind of like release your stress and anxiety into the stone. Ocean jasper comes from Madagascar, and the people who supply our ocean jasper are also just really good human beings. We really we're blessed at SG. We really only work with people that have amazing energy. But I'm thinking of a few souls in particular that I've had the chance to get to know really closely. These are people who care about the planet, give back to their communities, and are just really good souls. Ocean jasper also often has quartz inside of it too. So it's a really good stone for magnifying happiness. It helps you focus on what's positive and what's working rather than getting sort of, distracted by the things in your life that aren't going as well as you want them to. And the reason that's important is you want to raise your vibration, right? Ocean jasper helps you raise a vibration of joy. So who wants a little like pocket stone? I know it's not like the biggest thing, but it's sometimes the little things that you can put in your backpack or your purse or carry with you or keep it in your, literally in your pocket. Sometimes those things are special too, because the other pieces tonight are kind of big. It's hard to fit this in your pocket unless you want to look like you're happier than you should be. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, Cindy Wardman. This beautiful piece of ocean jasper is going to you, and thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for choosing it and letting it choose you. That's pretty cool. Cindy Wardman, you're the winner of my ocean jasper. It's been with me, like I said, for a long time. These are pieces that I thought, how special to give a couple pieces away tonight that really have been on a journey with me. So it's a joy to do that for you. And cheers. Congratulations. Okay. It was your first crystal? Amanda K on Instagram said it was her first crystal. How many of you had ocean jasper or citrine as your first crystals? Amethyst was mine. I talked about this in the book. Do you remember your first crystal? I'll read you the little section, actually. It's just fun to tell you the stories. I also talk about my healing journey, because as most of you know, I have been diagnosed with MS. I don't talk about having MS, but I was diagnosed about 13 years ago. And crystals have been a really important part of my healing journey with that particular experience. And as I talk about that in the book, I talk about autoimmune disease and kind of how that's been important for my my healing too. So on page 8, it says, I held my first crystal in my hands at the age of 8. My parents had taken our family on a road trip, and we stumbled upon a tourist shop where one of those big, those big wooden crates of stones, and they would give you a little bag, and like for $3, you could fill up the little bag. I was good at filling up the bag. I could fill a little velvet bag with as many as you could pack inside, and I mostly chose amethyst, a beautiful purple stone that I would later learn connected me to my Greek ancestry. The word amethyst comes from the Greek amethistos, which means not drunk. And so my ancestors, who used to go to the Bacchanalian festivals and drink all the wine, would put actually a piece of amethyst in their chalices because they believed it kept them sober. Interestingly enough, in ancient Greece, one of the worst things you could do is look drunk. It was considered, you just didn't want that. So the Greeks wanted to drink their wine, but they wanted to hold their liquor. And so they would put amethyst in their chalices to keep themselves sober. And I always say, I can't prove this to you. It has not worked for me. But if you want to go for it, it's also a beautiful stone. And so why not with that, is this an incredible amethyst sphere? What's really cool about this amethyst sphere is that you can see in different places the actual hexagonal nature of the stone. We're going to send it with a little purple velvet pillow. We thought it was a really important stone to include as a giveaway tonight because it was my first stone. And still to this day, I love it so much. My mom and my grandmother were both born in February, and they're not here anymore, but it's their birthstone. So I always feel like I'm carrying a little bit of my matrilineal when I work with amethyst. So yeah, so who needs amethyst in your life? I like big balls and I can't lie. You do too. I've been with you for a long time and you can tell me you don't like it big, but I know otherwise. Okay. Some of you had amethyst as your first stone too, and it's your birthstone. Oh, look how sweet the feet is. It's so cool to hear your stories. Do you like it too? It does look like an infinity mark, free spirit. I also see like a star, which a lot of stones have star markings on them, which I think proves that there's a divine energy to crystals. I think it's just absolute proof. Okay, so okay, Georgette Oatmeyer. Hi, Georgette. I'm sending you my amethyst sphere with so much love. My first stone. And it feels good to send it to you. And you know what's funny is I don't think we ever let go of our love for our first stone. And amethyst is in the book. You can read the whole section on amethyst. I know. Well, I've been teaching online classes for 12 years. Someone was asking how I can keep up with the feed. It's not easy. I do want to say, by the way, that if you, my brand new programs for 2024 just launched today. And if you want to learn with me live, crystals are woven through the entire curriculum for 2024. This year I had a separate dedicated class to crystals, but we're weaving it into our entire work in a brand new program known as Apothecary. I was fortunate I went to the Yucatan jungle in August as part of my 50th birthday festivities. And I spent time with a shaman there. And it was actually in my session with him where Apothecary was born. And what I was told is take it back to the roots. So we're actually building what we're calling a book of wisdom this year. But crystals and crystal tools are woven into every session in brand new ways because I've been teaching online classes for over a decade with you as Sage Goddess. This is year 11. We've been around for 12 years, but it was halfway through the first year that I started teaching classes. And my classes are only $100 a month. So you can go to sagegoddess.com/apothecary. Team SG is right there with the link. Some of the classes are going to be live from my house, which is really cool. At least one session a month is live from my house called Sacred Circle, where we're just going to hang out and talk about whatever's on your mind for a few hours. And then we're going to be art journaling in our apothecary notebook. We're going to be blending incense, working with herbs. We're going to be working with not just goddesses this year, but we're calling them archetypes. So for example, in January, we are working with Eve and Lilith, who are Adam's wives in some particular order. And then we're also doing every month a guided meditation or shamanic journey, sound healing. And so sagegoddess.com/apothecary. The programs just went live today. And I would love to have you there. And we haven't raised our prices in our programs for 3 years, which is really crazy. We didn't want to raise prices this year. So the classes are about $25 a month for 2 hours. And you get to be part of a private Facebook community with us, and you get worksheets and also bonus sessions too. So anyway, lots of fun things happening at sagegoddess.com/apothecary. we'd love to have you. And then there's just an individual class. If you just want to do the Sunday hang time, it's $40 a month, which that's fun too. So if you just want to dip your toe, you're like, I don't know if I want to spend every week with you, but I want to see you once a month. You can do Sacred Circle with us, which we would love. Okay. So I talk about my my physical healing journey with stones. And then I want to read to you a little bit more. I want to go to the section on crystal secrets, the science behind crystal healing on page 12. Okay, so when you get your book, just remember to go to page 12. And let me read to you for a minute, if that's okay. I love being read to, so it's kind of it's one of my favorite things. I was a literature major though, so it's probably why I love it so much. I loved having my parents read to me. I will read to you from page 12. Crystals have been on this planet since its origin. The oldest known crystal dates back 4.4 billion years. There's actually two stones that date back that far: zircon and spinel. What I want to tell you, by the way, and I'm just sharing this with you because I cannot believe that we have it. Look at these spinel palm stones that are at sagegoddess.com today. They're $9 before you're 25% off with code SNOW. It's crazy. Spinel and zircon, the first two minerals, 4.4 billion years. At that time, what was on the planet were basically microscopic forms of life. What we call like the stromatolites, right? The little lungs of the planet that were starting to breathe, spinel and zircon, and then meteorites. Some of the very basic meteorites were here, 4.4 billion. I didn't say million, I said billion. It's important to kind of really think about, we think of our planet, like we think of our history sometimes as being like 100 years or 200 years, and then we think 1 million and 2 million, and then we have to really expand our perspective to hold space for something 4.4 billion years old. So spinel and zircon, which you can read about in the book, are both for manifestation because they help to manifest the actual planet. They're part of the growth process that created this planet. And so Lori Clark was asking, how long does it take most crystals to form? It's actually a really great question. One of my favorite things about crystals, and I think the reason, and I'll come back to reading in a second, I think the reason that crystals have held my fascination for as my whole life, basically, right? I mean, I've been studying crystals formally for 35 years, since I was 15. I think it's this. They are literally timekeepers. Crystals take thousands, if not millions of years to form. And again, do you even know the names of your ancestors from 1,000 years ago? If you do, you've got a good lineage system going. I don't, right? I know grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, a few generations beyond that. What your family, what your ancestral line was doing 1,000 years ago is harder to trace. And then you think 5,000, 10,000. And some crystals have things called phantoms in them, which are actually growth lines. So you can actually, and what causes those a lot of times is earthquakes, seismic activity. Those cause the plates of the planet to shift in their place, right? And so if minerals are growing, there's a disruption, and it can create some of these growth lines and patterns. And so your crystals become these, like I said, timekeepers. You know, it's like a way of tracking the history of the planet. And so even the crystals that really super raise your vibration, like quartz, I find them still kind of grounding because they connect me back to a part of my lineage that I can't even remember. And also because I believe in past lives, lifetimes that I don't remember where I was on this planet before. And those crystals were growing near your bones and my bones, right? So we can really get into some of these interesting conversations about the origin story, right? So I'm going to hold my spinel for a minute while I read to you. A piece of zircon, the actually first one ever found, was found on a landmass where Australia sits today. So Australians do get some of the most important credit in the gem and mineral world. Since then, crystals have grown on every continent and are widely accessible due to the rise of internet access and international commerce, which we're very blessed because when I was first starting out, it was hard to get crystals. Each crystal has its own unique crystal and chemical structure. One of the most important things for you to know as someone new to crystals or as a crystal healing expert is that there is a science behind, and this is true, crystal healing, lithotherapy. Are you familiar with that word? I'm going to teach you about it in the book. From the Greek word lithos for stone and therapeia for healing is the practice of working with crystals to heal, attune, and align the human energetic field. So lithotherapy from lithos and therapeia. While all gems can work together synergistically for healing and wellness, certain stones partner well together, and those partnerships are highlighted for each stone in this encyclopedia. Think of it like cooking. When you cook with one ingredient or a spice, your dish can be delicious, but if you cook pasta with garlic and basil, you add layers of magic and flavor that enhance the whole dish. It's the same with crystals. Rose quartz is a powerful love stone on its own, but becomes more potent, like if you want to manifest love, when you combine it with yellow apatite for manifestation, or pyrite for empowerment, feeling worthy, or morganite, right? Crystals are alchemical tools that easily harmonize their frequencies and form energetic bonds with each other and with you. And one of the most common questions I'm asked, and I don't know if any of you have this question too, hi Sharon, is, are there any stones that don't work well together? And the answer is, I've never really experienced that. They harmonize, they synchronize, and they synthesize. And that's because every crystal has something called a dominant oscillatory rate. This is on page 13, okay? Human beings have DOR. We have dominant oscillatory rates, a resting frequency, if you will. But the problem with human being bodies, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can because I have more giveaways, but are you here with me right now? Let me just go deep for a second and then we'll come back out. Crystals have one dominant oscillatory rate, okay? This is spinel. Spinel is an octahedral stone. Octahedral stones have a specific dominant oscillatory rate. Every organ in your body has a different one. Your digestive system, your brain, they all have different DORs. Does that make sense? So crystals are more stable than we are as human beings. And that's why they're so helpful, okay? So what I teach you in the book is the different geometries, the different structures of the crystals, what those specific frequencies represent, and then which ones you should bring into your field, depending on what you want to modulate or regulate within your body system. So the first task, always with healing, is if you don't feel well, it's because the DOR of your different systems is out of whack. And what I teach in my classes is how to work with your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve is the biggest nerve in your body. It runs the central nervous system and it touches every organ. So we have to work on what we call toning the vagus nerve. Crystals are incredibly helpful for toning the vagus nerve. And if you look at each crystal in the book, it's going to tell you what each one does to the central nervous system to bring the entire DOR of your system into deeper alignment and resonance so that your digestive system isn't running on one track and your muscular skeletal system isn't running on another track. A lot of times when we have illness and disease, it's because the DOR of the different systems isn't working in alignment. Does that make sense? So I'll pull back out now because I don't want to go too super geek into it, but there is a section on this in the book. You don't have to super geek if you don't want to, but because I like facts and information, I like to know not just what something does, but how it does it. There's a lot of science behind this in the area of what's known as quantum physics, which is particle physics. And like I said, every crystal is emitting a frequency. If it's within 2 feet of your body, it's in your own personal energetic field. And so it's impacting your dominant oscillatory rate. I really sometimes have trouble seeing, but I also sometimes put my glasses on if I'm going professora with you. So it kind of signals like, hey, we're going deep for a minute, but then I'm going to pull back out and make you laugh. Okay, so there's a crystal, for every single thing that you can possibly imagine. One of my favorites for grounding, which we haven't really talked about tonight, is red tiger's eye. And this is a beautiful, huge red tiger's eye generator. I'm going to take you into the book, and then I'm going to do a reading after this too, but I want to do another giveaway. So tiger's eye. If you look in the table of contents, the red tiger's eye is on page 333. So you can already comment if you're just in love. You're like, no, I just know I want it. Whatever you tell me, I don't care. I just want it. But I also want to read to you a little bit about red tiger's eye, and then I'll do another reading. Gotta go almost to the end of the book, darling, to get there. Oh, and look, there's also golden tiger's eye. Oh, and guess what? It also grows in blue. Oh, and they're all natural. Oh, well, what makes the difference? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's the mineral composition and the matrix of the stone. So, but they have different metaphysical properties, so I still wrote a section on each one. Okay, red tiger's eye, vitality, confidence, protection. And you got to know when you get into the book, if you just want to know the keywords, you're like, listen, don't mess around. Just tell me what this thing does. You go to the stone and the properties. Done. You don't have to read the whole thing if you don't want to. But I will tell you, passion, libido, innermost wisdom, grounding, but it's also, do you know what I work with it for? In order to manifest, you have to ground your vision. You can say, well, I would love to own a horse ranch with 1,000 horses. Okay. But you have to ground that somehow. How are you going to do it? Who's going to help you? What will you need to make that happen? Red tiger's eye is the stone that takes the vision into the state of embodiment, right? It takes it from the vision to the action. So, and the message is, within you, there's a warrior. Wherever you go, you're divinely protected, bestowed with the gifts of courage and confidence. And it's pretty. I mean, pretty never hurts. Okay, let me see where this one's going. Hold on, let me slow my roll. Jennifer Palomba. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer says, I've always been called to tiger's eye. Red would be fire. So congratulations, Jennifer. I'm glad you're here tonight. All right, we've given away some rad stuff. I still have 2 more giveaways and I want to do a couple more readings before I sign off. So yeah, if you are interested in choosing a crystal, let's say you're new to stones and you're like, where would you really start? I really would recommend the Spinel and Biotype. That's at sagegoddess.com today. And again, your code is SNOW. Yes, for 25% off. By the way, biotite, do you know where the word biotite comes from? I sound like Gus from My Big Fat Greek Wedding because I'm constantly teaching my students the Greek roots of their words, but bios in Greek means life. So biotite is the mineral of life. And so it literally strengthens your life force. And then spinel is for manifestation and abundance. And so it's about taking that energy of manifestation and using it to build life within you. Think about when you're creating something that you really love or that really matters to you, like you feel juiced, right? You feel energized, you feel enthusiastic, and this becomes your talisman. And then in the book, I teach you how to work with palm stones. So you'll know exactly what to do to work with it. Okay. Britney Harris. Britney. Again, I want you to use this book as an oracle. I don't actually think the best way to use this book is to sit and read it like it's a novel. This is not a novel. It's a resource. So I think every day you should wake up and either ask a question, you can ask it out loud or hold it in your third eye, or just say your name out loud 3 times, like I'm going to do for Britney. And then open it to a page and see what comes. So Britney. And I always ask, what does Britney need to know that she doesn't know right now? Obsidian was actually a really important stone in the process of developing my new program when I was in Mexico in August. Obsidiana was very sacred to the Aztecs and the Maya. They believed it was hardened fire, which it actually is. It's a form of lavic glass. And so for Britney, your message is, when you work with me, there's no need to fear the negativity of others, as I will wrap you in a protective shield and heal any wounds in your aura. And the properties are grounding, protection, and shadow work. Is it one of your favorites too? Does anybody else love obsidian? Obsidian, interesting fast fact, and we talk about it in the book for you. By the way, these are all the faces of obsidian. So if you're looking on page 218, you're going to see it comes in a golden sheen color, silver sheen. You have your mahogany and snowflake, and then your basic black. The difference is there's also rainbow, kind of a peacock, they call it. The difference is gas in the mine. So when you go into an obsidian mine, in each direction will be a different form of obsidian, and it's because of the levels of gases and how they form and cool as the stone forms, as the mineral forms. So it's all the same kind of, it's like a variation on a theme, if you will. You like it too? I love it. Avery says, have it all over my house. Okay, new shell. Let's go in and see what your stone of the day is. And again, thank you for coming tonight. It was really wonderful to have this time with you. We're not done yet, but how special to launch my 4th book, Crystalpedia. If you're here and you're like, what am I doing here? This is why you're here. And you can find it wherever you love to buy books. Everywhere around the world, by the way. It's been translated already into Romanian, Spanish. I think it's 4 languages now it's been translated. So literally around the world, you'll be able to find Crystalpedia. New shell. You guys are saying it's toward the end of the book. Now, when you get to a section with 2 pages, you got to decide. You can use your non-dominant hand, wherever it gets warm. Right away, it was Septarian. So, Michelle, I'm right up here on page 291. Septarian comes from Madagascar most of the time. The main properties are ancient wisdom, past life recall, transformation. Comes from the Latin word septaria, which means cracks. And so, Michelle, your message tonight is meditate with me to attune yourself to ancient wisdom, protect yourself with ancestral magic, and connect with your guardians. So congratulations. That's a great stone to pull. I don't have an example right here to show you, but it's actually a fusion of aragonite with calcite. And aragonite helps to create structure and order. Calcite helps you to feel more content and happy in life. It's a very tender, soothing, calming stone, very healing to the central nervous system too. So we love Septarian because it's grounding, but in kind of a different way because it helps you connect with energies of joy and happiness. I did want to tell you too, that particular mineral is not in the set, but we have something at sagegoddess.com called the Crystal Discovery set that I do want to recommend to you. There's actually a dinosaur bone heart in this little set. Team SG has all the details on this. You get a little zeolite geode. Isn't that beautiful? Which is like a apophyllite and intuitively chosen. So there could be different forms of zeolite. And then you get a dinosaur bone heart. This was inside of a dinosaur. And a little gastropod, which is an ancient fossil. So there's some ancient materials in here, millions of years old. So if the energy of something like Septarian appeals to you, some of the things in the little Crystal Discovery set might be fun. And these are fun gift ideas too. I mean, I'm hoping you will give the book for the holidays 25% off, stones at sagegoddess.com and anything you're looking for. And then the book is over wherever you like to buy books. I hope this is the holiday gift you'll choose because I think it's an incredible experience. Just to look at the book first and then enjoy it. And then I hope you'll come and join our online programs, because it would be really fun to be your teacher in 2024. And our online programs just launched today too, same day as the book. So if you're like, no, what more? I can teach you, because crystals are woven into the entire curriculum for 2024. Okay, next up for readings, Paulette. I just saw Paulette Corboy. It's wonderful to have you here tonight. I've been thinking of you and your family. So I'm just sending you a lot of love. So let's see what's coming up for Paulette. Paulette. The guides say it's right in the middle of the book. It's a double pager. So then I'm going to use my hand. Wherever it gets warm is the stone that you need. Melanite garnet. One of my favorites. It's a beautiful form of garnet. It is, it's black, and it is definitely like earth star root chakra, super deep grounding and connection to the earth itself. Also connects us to ancestors and lineage energy too. So that may be why it's coming up for you. The word comes from the Greek word, Greek word melanos, which means black. And the inclusions in melanite that make it black are mostly titanium. So kind of interesting fast fact there, because titanium is known to withstand extreme temperatures, is stronger than steel. So melanite garnet is an ally for those with compromised immune systems. It also creates a shield of protection against any negative influences in your life. So it's like a big shield around your energy field. Melanite garnet and isurine are my two big kind of auric protection stones. And so if you feel like your energy field is kind of leaking, you know, you're too much energy going out and not enough energy coming in, that's an important stone for you. Now, I think the number one thing we all need right now in life is peace. So this giveaway is awesome because it teaches you a little bit about the stones that grow together. Lepidolite is the number one stone. If you came to me and said, Athena, I have anxiety, I have depression, I have panic attacks, what do you recommend? How many of you put yourself in that category? Lepidolite, it's micanized lithium. You can read about it in the book, and it grows with pink tourmaline, which you can actually see here. So the pink is tourmaline, the black and the blue in this generator are tourmaline too. That's indicolate tourmaline, blue tourmaline. There's a little black tourmaline. And then do you see the brown patches? That's smoky quartz. And there's also feldspar, which is a harmonizer of energy. See, it's like, this is the party bonus for heart opening, anxiety relief, grounding, harmonizing. And because there's quartz in the matrix, you can work with it as a centerpiece for your grids too, which I think is awesome. So who's feeling called to anti-anxiety, heart opening? Yes. It's on the menu, I think, for pretty much the planet right now. Okay. I'm just smiling because it's like I gotta catch up. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, Melina Dorsey. This is for me. I have anxiety. This is my go-to stone. I have it in everything. I would be honored to receive this. So this is probably, even a lot of us who have lepidolite often don't have it with blue tourmaline, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, feldspar, and pink tourmaline, which is like having like an appetizer, main course, and dessert all in one. So Melina, my prayer and blessing for you is that this will bring you all of the energy and relief that you need. So congratulations. Yay! Okay. Now, I would like to, again, say thank you for coming. I would love for you to purchase the book. No, seriously. And you know what? Some people say, oh, go buy this book, you know, for whatever reason. I'm sincerely telling you, this actually may be the one crystal book you can buy and kind of be done with your crystal journey. It's got more than 180 stones. You can find it wherever you love to buy books, and it's shipping now. So it's not like, oh, go buy the book, and then like 6 months from now, you're gonna be like, wait, did I order this? I mean, you know how it goes with like Amazon Prime. It'll be on your doorstep by 7 a.m. tomorrow, probably. I don't know that for sure, but you know, it's weird sometimes how fast things go. So if you pre-ordered, it will be in your hands soon. If you haven't purchased it yet, I do hope it's something that you'll consider gifting for the holidays. We're really proud of it. And so if you want kind of a catch-all, the book that gives you everything, including the deeper dive on the wisdom, but also the fast facts, so you can work with it as an oracle, which I tried to show you tonight. I think Crystalpedia is where it's at. Can I do a collective read? It's one for everybody who's here. So this will be for me and all of Team SG who's with us live, and for all of you. So if I didn't get a chance to read for you tonight, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, or on our Zoom tonight, let's do a collective stone. What do we all need tonight? And you can do this for your clients too, you know what I mean? Or you can just like open your book in the morning and say, I want to say a prayer this morning. You know, what energy should I be sending out to the collective? So, all right, Spirit, what is the one stone that the collective needs energetically to work with right now? For the collective, the collective, the collective. The guides are telling me it's not quite halfway in. By the way, I hope you start to love working with books as oracles because it is really fun. And guess what? I chose something that's not a stone. It's a metalloid. And I love it. It's called bismuth. Isn't it pretty? It's beautiful. So there are gems and minerals, there are metals, and there are metalloids. So bismuth falls into that category. It stimulates energies of transformation. Its rainbow colors transmit different energetic frequencies, and they kind of meet you where you are. So it's really helpful. It almost personalizes its energy for the person who's working with it. It is a pure element on the periodic table. I told you guys the story at Thanksgiving. We were going around the table quizzing each other on the periodic chart of the elements because we're all geeks that way. And my dad, who's in his 80s, actually was the one who got like nothing wrong. I'm like, manganese, gold, iron. And he was, and then I'm like, okay, I have to win here too. I got one wrong. So anyway, it is good to learn your periodic chart of the elements because some of the metals and metalloids are pure elements on that chart. And iron, for example, Fe, which is why some of your quartz is called ferrous, turns stones red, right? So once you learn what your elements are and what colors they tend to turn your minerals, it can teach you about the metaphysical properties too. So anyway. It's twice as abundant as gold on the Earth's crust, but this is for clarity, organization, and transformation. So if you're trying to get your stuff together, organized, you're trying to change something in your life, it could be you, or it could be like a state of relationship or a professional change, whatever it is. I think this is a really important material to work with. And we have it all the time because I'm obsessed with it. And my kids love it too. I've brought them both bismuth specimens from the gem shows over the years. And, it's mesmerizing. And I thought the photography of bismuth that our team gave you here is incredible because I love the way the mirror image is reflected on the surface there. It's like a rainbow. Isn't that pretty? Bismuth. By the way, you should know we have about 10,000 different things, stones, bath and body products, everything you can imagine at sagegoddess.com. And it's all 25% off right now with code SNOW. So we actually do have bismuth and probably everything else that you can imagine. And there's a search feature, which is very dangerous. I love it. When you're up late at night and you're like, you click on a stone and then you're like, oh, but look at this one. Oh, but look at this one. And then what's cool about the book is when you look up a stone like yellow aventurine, it will tell you what to partner with it. So if you're not sure, it's like, oh yeah, I should go get some carnelian too, and probably some citrine. And then let me think about pyrite or yellow apatite, and kind of gives you a way of thinking about the synchronous relationships, because those are going to be complementary dominant oscillatory rates. Darling. Yeah, and then I make really good facial products. I know it has nothing to do with stones, but if you haven't tried Bella Blue and Titan, and then I shouldn't give this away, but I have beta tested for the last 2 months something that has completely removed fine lines. And it's coming. I did a little alchemizing at home, and then I had our team test it, and it's not available yet, but it's coming. Listen, at our age, we have to think about these things. If you're very young, maybe you're not there yet, but some of us want a little magic eraser for the cheeks and them. So anyway, Bella Blue, and it mixes with Bella Blue in an amazing way. So we make really good skincare too. All right, cheers, everybody. I want to say thank you again to Team SG for everything, for being here tonight, for helping us celebrate Crystalpedia. Just launched today. If you ordered it today, it'll be in your hands before you know it. If you already pre-ordered it, it should be in your hands tomorrow or the next day. Thank you for supporting the book. What do you need to do now? Well, in addition to enjoying the book, leave a review. Reviews are very important for authors. I read all the reviews. I would love it to be heartfelt. What did you love? And, did you love that there's a section for beginners and a section for advanced folks? Did you love the photography? Did you love the introduction and the conclusion? Did you love just the fact that you can use it like a oracle deck in a way? So it kind of takes the place of oracle decks too. So you can leave a review wherever you bought it. I usually leave reviews on Amazon, but wherever you bought it, Barnes & Noble, Waterstones, whatever. I just threw my book on the floor. Go back. Wherever you bought your book, you can leave a review. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much. So other things you need to know. First of all, if you're in my online programs, we have class this week and I'm really excited. Before that happens though, do you know about my live gem shows on YouTube? Team SG has probably already put the link up for you. Tomorrow is the Crystalpedia Launch Edition. And I want to show you something really quickly. 10 people who shop tomorrow night are getting magic bags. What's a magic bag? I made these 10 bags myself. I had so much fun doing it. There's actually candy in them. It's everything I love. There's gemstones, jewelry, candy, and then a little note from me and stickers. And they're worth anywhere from $100 to $200 because there is a cut and faceted party sapphire, almost a carat in each one. And so everybody who shops tomorrow night will be entered to win. I'm going to choose 10 people to get candy, jewelry, stickers, a party sapphire, and a little handwritten note from me so that you have a fun little surprise. And the candy is my favorite French candy. It's this actually. And I have different flavors. I have orange blossom, rose, and lavender. If you haven't tried these little candies, they're the sweetest things. So I was like, what do I love? I'm going to put it in a party bag. I love sapphires. It's my favorite stone. So I had to put sapphires in there. And then I love jewelry. I love stickers. I love gold. So party bags, if you want to join us, that's Team SG has put the link up. Thank you so much. That'll be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube. So we'll see you there. That's 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's super duper late Europe time, but you can stay up. It's worth it. You do have to be there live and purchase in order to win one of the party bags. And then the next day we have class, Living Astrology. It'll be the December preview. This week's class are my personal astrological predictions for every sign for 2024. And it's not too late to register, actually. You could sign up now and then just continue with me into the new year. So sagegoddess.com/programs or sagegoddess.com/livingmagic, and Team SG will put that link up too. So if you want my astrological predictions for your sign, that's coming on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'll be at South Coast Plaza in Orange County. Team SG has put that link up too. So if you're in LA, San Diego, or Orange County, come give me a hug. I'll be at South Coast Plaza from 6 to 8 p.m. My sister will be there with me. I think my dad's coming, which is really exciting. So we would love to be there. And one person who comes to the book signing, in addition to getting a book, you're also entering to win a whole set of my favorite cookware, Le Creuset cookware. In a Sage Goddess color. We're gonna have champagne and treats and swag bags. So if you haven't purchased your ticket yet, I know, come. If you're in Orange County, if you're in LA, you drive south. If you're in San Diego, you drive north. If you're in Orange County, I'm in your backyard and you know where South Coast Plaza is and you need to come and see me. If you're in Ventura, come on down, darling. I haven't done a live event since before COVID, so I'm really excited to just see everybody. So I'll be signing your books and your bags and your boobs is the way I put it. Whatever you have for me to sign, I will be signing. I will have my Sharpie ready for you. And so all the things. It's a busy week, but it's the launch week. And it's been a pleasure to be with you. So cheers to Crystalpedia, book number 4. Thank you again to Harmony Rodale, my domestic publisher here in the US and throughout the rest of the world, except the UK and Commonwealth, which is Hay House. Thank you to my editors and publishers and all of the teams, both at Harmony Rodale and at Hay House. I just am so blessed to work with all of you. You've made it not just a rewarding process to work with you, but really fun. These are good folks and they're the experts in their field. So cheers to all of you. Cheers to Team SG and cheers to you. Thank you for your support. Good night, you guys. We'll see you soon. I'm going to sign off Instagram. Jared's going to sign off everywhere else. We'll see you tomorrow for SGTV.